Sponsored by Busch Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Bruston Ortman, it's a great day to be alive on this Thursday, live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel's brand new sportsbook. And would you look at that, the replay of the loss yesterday for the Brewers. I see Potawatomi Sportsbook there. I see Potawatomi Sportsbook everywhere, and you will enjoy the fun right here as well. Somebody actually hit me up yesterday. Hey, I had never been there, and then you were talking about being at the remote broadcast. I know Appleman and the Orchard's coming down by, and everyone who has stepped foot in here has been like, oh, wow. This is amazing, and it absolutely is, and we're so happy to be back. It was like music to Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman's ears, as the hospitality is unbelievable and unmatched at this place. And they were like, when can we take your orders? And both their eyes were like, give me that menu right now, because every time that we've had food here, it has been absolutely delicious. Ben Brust alongside Packer backer, 1 day away from the Green Bay Packers, Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
Oh, it's so excited. I'm so excited to be here. And also, as you said, we are 1 day away from the Green Bay Packers kicking off their season in Brazil. Cannot wait.
Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up. How do you do?
Guys, it's a national holiday. Happy start to the NFL season to you and yours. We made it. We made it. After all this time, we made it. I know the Packers play tomorrow, but darn it if I'm not excited to watch the Chiefs and the Ravens tonight.
Yeah, I would say you're right. It's a national holiday that the Thursday Night Football game kicks it off with the Ravens and the Chiefs.
What a game.
What a game is right.
A wonderful game. And then the state holiday, and others will celebrate that nationally, as there are Packer fans all around the country and around the world, as we see the Packers get off their plane to Go Pack Go chants. We are here, and we have made it. Now, throughout ESPN Wisconsin's programming, I'm sure you've heard a lot of Packers talk, and specifically on Wilde and Tausch from 9 to noon across these very stations. They did their third annual Bold-a-thon.
Did they?
You didn't hear, Kyle?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Brad Nortman and myself were featured. I sucked and stunk as I basically regurgitated Mark Tauscher's Bold-a-thon, but made it less bold. I had missed the start of the program. I did not hear what Old T had said. So I was a dud, and I am definitely going to be replaced by somebody in the Bold-a-thon next year. So if you're any good right now for your tryout, Kyle, as Brad Nortman, we'll get to your bold prediction right now before we get to Kyle's.
Yeah, my bold prediction on Wilde and Tausch from 9 to noon across these very airwaves was as such. Guys, Rashawn Gary, he's going to lead the NFL in sacks this season. Lead the NFL in sacks with 18 sacks on the year. Here's my thought process. We've talked about it a little bit on this show. I've experienced it myself with an ACL. The first year coming back from an ACL, you're not really confident. You put that foot in the ground, you're not mentally or physically confident, and he still put up 9.5 sacks last year. The second year coming back, boy, oh boy, you feel like your old self again. You feel re-energized and reinvigorated. I think Rashawn Gary's going to come out and have a big year in this new Jeff Hafley defense, and we've seen it out of Rashawn Gary. We've seen him go for 3-sack games, forcing fumbles. We know it's in there. He just needs to do it more consistently. This is the year he does it consistently. He puts it from week 1 to week 18 to where he will be a wrecking ball, leading the league in sacks this year. Rashawn Gary, book it.
Brad Nortman with his Bold-a-thon prediction, although I sort of copied Mark Tauscher. I had Josh Jacobs setting the single-season record for rush yards for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, really bold.
Okay.
Passing Ahman Green.
Real bold.
And that he had said he's going to break the single-season
NFL
for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh.
I had single game, and then second in season, which it's going to be really hard because Amon Green has over 1,800 yards rushing.
Is that
in
the record?
2003. It was like 1,880 plus.
What a filthy year from Amon Green.
Now,
Love that.
here's where I didn't want to – this is where I sucked. I wasn't bold enough. I'll hand in the air. I'll take ownership here. I sucked on the bold-a-thon. You don't go bold and say someone's going to get second in a season to somebody. That's not bold. That's lame is what it was. I'll call it what it is. It was lame. But what Amon Green did in 2003 was 2003 because I looked at what Josh Jacobs did when he did lead the league in rushing for the Las Vegas Raiders. He was 1,650 yards.
Times have changed.
Times have changed.
Big time.
And I expect big things out of Josh Jacobs, and that was my way of going about it. I did it in a poor way. Although Jesse Nelson, the scheduler for the Bowl-a-thon, did not have Alex Strofe, our producer, and Kyle Wallace, our Packer backer, participate. That is interesting, Strofe.
Very interesting. seeing as
interesting.
Jesse emailed me and begged me to do something for him, and I came through for him, but never did he mention in all those emails that he sent to me, it wasn't an offer saying, hey, Kyle, we're having a bowl-a-thon on Wildy and Tausch on, what's today, Thursday, September 5th. Would you want to join? Do you have anything
your
bold you want to say?
bowl-a-thon is that the Packers are going to go undefeated in your brain.
No, I mean, that is not bold. That's just
that
factual.
would be bold.
Oh, it's factual.
Factual.
So I was just going to kick it over to Kyle for his bowl-a-thon prediction as he didn't get it off on Wildy and Tausch in 800-990-3776. In case you missed Wildy and Tausch, we will take your bowl-a-thon predictions as we go to Kyle and then Strofe.
Yeah, so for my bowl-a-thon, how much I want the Green Bay Packers to win every game this season, I can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee you I will be picking the Green Bay Packers every single week of the season this year. But my bowl-a-thon is this. When I look at this Green Bay Packers team, I really think that we have Super Bowl aspirations. Offensively, I think the Green Bay Packers are set, and we're going to see this team take off. So there's nothing really bold I can say about the offense that we don't already believe, whether or not it's Christian Watson having a breakout year, whether or not it's Jordan Love balling out this year. But what I will say is this, is the question mark on this football team is the defense. And I say by the end of the year, the defense will be a question mark no more. And when we look up at the stats, when we look at a specific stat, Brad, you talked about sacks. I like that. You know what happens a lot of times when you sack the quarterback from the blind side? What happens?
Fumble,
right? The Green Bay Packers will lead the NFL in takeaways this year.
Oh,
you can mark it down.
I
Jeff,
like that.
That is something that
Spicy.
Jeff Hafley's known for with this defense, as you said. They're going to be bringing pressure from not only Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark in a better position as well, defensive tackle to bring the pressure. We already know what Preston Smith can do. LVN, Lucas Van Ness is a new guy that will add to this, but then on top of that, Jair Alexander showed you what he can do, especially in the game against Dallas where he had that big takeaway, interception on CeeDee Lamb early on in that game. You add in an X and Xavier McKinney to this defense on top of a Javon Bullard and an Evan Williams. Evan Williams showed you in preseason what he can do with takeaways. This Packers defense is going to lead the league in takeaways by the end of this year.
I love that, Kyle. If he would have stopped halfway through there, he had me, but then we're naming Javon Bullard and Evan Williams as the key cogs as to why two unproven rookies are going to be helpful in the takeaway category. Maybe I'll eat my words. This is his prediction.
You will eat your words.
He will be in that Hall of Fame.
Who will?
Brad, remember last time we were here? What game was on? It was Georgia versus TCU,
the
national championship game. And who do we see on that TV?
So Javon Bullard, you about jumped out of your seat.
And Javon Bullard had takeaways in that game. That is what he's known for. We saw what Evan Williams did in preseason. I feel good about this.
Kyle, if I may be even bolder, well, allow you to be bolder. Who will lead the team in takeovers? Takeaways.
Xavier McKinney, 5 interceptions this year.
800-990-3776. The Bowl-a-thon from Wildy and Tausch continues at the start of Kyle Brust-Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We're on YouTube as well at ESPN Madison and at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm glad I saved that greatness for KBN.
They want to use it on our friends Wildy and Tausch.
I didn't want to boost their ratings for that moment.
It's just Jesse, the annoying gnat that always gets in the way of everything that should be good. Speaking of someone who agrees with me there, Alex Strofe, the producer of Kyle Brust-Nortman, host of Mr. Irrelevant.
Did you
proceed.
Did you just pivot from calling me annoying? Is that what happened there? Because you said, speaking of someone who agrees with me
about Jesse Nelson.
It sounded like it was a mid-sentence pivot.
He's
No.
on edge.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He's on edge.
Yeah,
He's
man.
sensitive.
I'm
He
literally
is.
tossing it to him to have an opinion in the first segment of our show because I want to hear from him.
Thank
and he's
you.
coming at me after I did not even call him annoying, even though he is.
Him is hurt. Him is hurt.
I'm not hurt. I just thought he was going to call me annoying. It seemed like he was pulling punches. Anyway, my bold prediction.
Real Gen Z
and
energy.
I
back
am
there.
hurt because after 1 year, I made an appearance on the Bold-a-thon last year. I wasn't invited, just like Kyle, who wouldn't be hurt. When there was an exclusive party happening, typically people enjoy being invited to such happenings.
Wait a minute. And remember, what's the hotkey? You'll regret not inviting Strofe. Didn't Mark Tauscher say that?
He said that.
He's going to regret not inviting you. He's going to regret not inviting you this year, too. Him?
Well, we'll see.
Jesse?
Let him get his take off.
I believe the Green Bay Packers will have two things happen this year. Number one, I think Jordan Love will win the MVP. I've been on record saying that before. That is not my bold prediction. My bold prediction is the Green Bay Packers will lead the league in all-pro selections. I believe they will have at least 3, if not 4, first-team all-pros on this roster this year.
Wow.
Can you name your 3 or 4? Because I think that's what helps make the Bold-a-thon great is putting a little stake to names in this.
I would guarantee these 3. Jordan Love, Rashawn Gary, Xavier McKinney. Guys we've already talked about.
Who's
That's
who's
where
a
the
dark?
money's been spent.
Is there a dark horse to be a 4th?
Yeah, it's Benny's guy. It's Josh Jacobs. Give me that whole backfield. Love and Jacobs to the first-team all-pro.
So we're talking Love MVP and 3 to 4 all pros. You must think this team's going to go to the Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, you might as well add on to
Well,
that.
if they're going to go, they might as well screw around and win. What do you say, fellas?
That's what I want to feel.
How
That's what I
about
want
that?
to see.
Call
That's
me
what I want to
pessimistic
experience.
now, Kyle.
Yeah.
This is why
week 4.
Strofe gets the winter gear from the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
This
Wait
is
a
it right
minute.
here, Kyle.
I thought that was pretty bold and pretty positively Packers
It's
for
not
me.
as bold as Strofe.
Yeah.
Not as bold and colorful and optimistic as Strofe.
Yeah, not as much as Kyle. Alex was like, hey, the Green Bay Packers are going to do this, and this. You did your one thing. You stuck to the script. Alex went off script and showed lots of love across the board to the Green Bay Packers. You got to spread your love a little more. 800-990-3776. The real Packer backer of the show today is Alex Strofe. Let's get it on Twitter at KBN ESPN.
Get it out your system today, because tomorrow is when the real stuff starts, and we ain't doing that.
I'd love to get it on the poll, despite mine going to finish in last, regardless of what I had said. Let's get all 4 of our Bold-a-thon predictions up there and let people decide of the KBN crew who has the best bold prediction. Do you need a recap, Strofe, or do you think you got it?
I've got it, but let's give a recap for the audience on the air.
Sounds good. I believe that Josh Jacobs will break the single game rushing record. Let's just do that, even though I did say he'll finish second in the season, but it's not that bold, so I'm just going to stick with single season. Brad Nortman has the Green Bay Packers.
Rashawn Gary leading the NFL in sacks with 18.
Sounds like you
Okay.
need a recap.
I did need the recap. Honestly, mine was so bad and Brad's was good, but I'm not going to lie, the 2 that were left off Wilde and Tausch were probably the best ones.
Yeah, yours
Kyle
is pretty
saying
bold.
the Green Bay Packers will lead the NFL in takeaways, and Alex Strofe has, you have to say 4 all-pros, because I don't like the hedge thing. It's not a bowl-a-thon.
Deal.
Fair. Okay. There it is. We have all 4. Those are up for you to vote on Twitter at KBN ESPN. We'll also be taking your Bold-a-thons on the text line 800-990-3776 or on YouTube at ESPN Madison or at ESPN Milwaukee. Now, it is fun to see the Packers in Brazil. There's been a lot of support from fans internationally. Obviously, some people that have traveled because there's tons of fandom within the state of Wisconsin that is traveling to Brazil. But we've talked to some Brazil Packer fans. You see the Packers get off the flight with tons of love all over the place, and I want to hear from those fans. We'll get that to Alex Strofe for the next segment. Plus, Brad Nortman has a bone to pick with Matt LaFleur. Doesn't mean it's in a good way. Doesn't mean it's a bad way. You got to find out next on Kyle Brust Norman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
You agree with me?
I mean,
Lola Bunny on your algorithm
I'm just-
shaking her butt?
here
It's
is-
people on my Facebook sharing stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Lola the Bunny was kind of strapped.
Okay, here's as far as I'm. All I'll be able to say is I get why Bugs was so love drunk over Lola. I get it.
Thank
That's
you.
as far as I can go to you.
Look
though.
at this. Look at this. Google Lola the Bunny.
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next, the Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend, September 13th through the 15th. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from Mr. Irrelevant, presented by Door County Distillery. Football season is here. Whether you're tailgating, you're partying, or any of the in-betweens, do it right, do it best with Door County Distillery. For me, football season is whiskey season. Whether it's their 27-time gold medal award-winning single malt whiskey, their delicious rye whiskey, or my personal favorite, the bourbon, find it near you and elevate your football season with Door County Distillery. Visit their website, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Ben Bruss here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You can't miss a moment with Greeny.
For this team now to be literally the worst team ever, it's got to be excruciatingly painful. It's got to be embarrassing for everybody involved. And I know just from my White Sox fan friends, there is a level of disgust, the likes of which you very seldom hear. 0-16 football team territory. I'm not sure how you come back from that.
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Busch Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Welcome back.
Live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel, it is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. On Twitter at KBN ESPN. Which Boldathon take from Wilde and Tausch is the boldest? We had Brad Nortman and myself join the show. No Alex Stroh and Kyle Wallace. They were officially rejected by Jesse Nelson, who is the judge, jury, and executioner of the guest list. Now, we did have Kyle and Strofe chime in on KBN, and Alex Strofe says Love wins an MVP, plus the Packers have 4 All-Pros. And Kyle says the Packers will lead the NFL in takeaways, and I love when you do a bold-a-thon and people just are already overreacting. The point is to be bold. Everyone can sit back and say, I think the Packers make the playoffs and they lose in a divisional round game. They come up short. And it's part of the growing process of this young team. Forget all that. It's being bold, fun, bold. And John chimes in already to our poll. You're all crazy. Ron and the Key chimes in. Charity bet that none of these things happen. I don't think anybody from last year's Bold-a-thon on Wilde and Tausch actually nailed it 100% right. I was probably the closest. I said Joe Barry would be fired in the middle of the season. He was a lame duck. He was fired at the end of the season, but never in the middle.
Bad news.
What?
One person did get their prediction correct.
Jesse did it, didn't he?
It was Jesse.
Right.
It was Jesse.
No. What was it?
He predicted that the Packers would last longer in the postseason than the reigning NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, and he was right.
Oh,
random.
wow.
That's a good one.
Well, right now, Strofe with his – see, Kyle, take notes for a second. As I learned the other day, when you are listening, you can always learn. Okay. And maybe you can learn a thing or two from Alex Strofe here, as he is the one who got some gifts from the Packers Pro Shop of the winter warning gear that the Packers will be wearing in a game later this year. Early in the voting, Strofe has 60% of the votes. You know why? Because he wrote Love MVP, and he said this wasn't his bold-a-thon, although he put it in the poll.
Exactly. He cheated.
Love MVP.
He cheated the system.
Plus Packers for All-Pros.
Restart the poll. That's not what you said as your bold-a-thon.
If Love wins the MVP, he's going to be one of the All-Pros. So
yeah, but you yourself
matters.
on air said this is not your bold prediction, and we are putting our bold predictions on here. It's okay.
Delete, restart.
Producers love to do that.
No,
do not delete and restart. No, you're still going to end up winning.
This is a rigged election.
I don't want Kyle being Trump right now.
Kyle, absentee ballots.
As we will see, the results keep coming. 800-990-3776. And we get to you guys on the Bold-a-thon predictions. Caleb Williams will pass for more than 4,000 yards. You know what to do here, Alex Strofe.
I'm sorry, what do I have to do?
Caleb Williams sucks, Pretty easy.
Caleb Williams sucks.
There you go. We also have Evan Williams winning Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
That's bold.
Over Bullard.
Bold. Yeah, that's very
bold.
bold.
Who started? Bullard.
Bullard.
Yeah.
But they're both going to see snaps.
Okay.
We have Aaron in Fredonia. Braden Narvison finishes top 3 in NFL kicking percentage. Hey,
I like
you know
it.
what? No laughing. No laughing, because this is a Bold-a-thon, and we can say, oh, you're crazy.
Hey, Narv got that dog in him.
Very good, Kyle. You ain't nothing but a Narv dog, crying all the time. I do want to switch gears as the Packers have landed in Green Bay, and this audio courtesy of the NFL. This was the sounds, because you don't have the sights on the radio. Maybe you'll see it on YouTube if Strofe has it up. But this is what the Packers heard from fans as they exited their plane.
Okay. Go back goal, Jordan! Let's gonna kick some ass over here. Hey! Go! Go back, go! Go back, go! Let's go, Joey! Back to the floor! Let's go back to the floor.
There, go back goes.
Over here.
What I tell y'all?
Kick some ass over here.
Is that
so
Wario?
good.
Is that Wario's laugh?
It's seriously.
Kick some ass over here.
It sounds like Mario saying it with Wario's laugh. That is wild.
Play it one more time, Strofe.
Let's gonna kick some ass over here.
Now, this is what I love about Packers fans, right? We talked about Michelle Smallman choosing to be a Green Bay Packers fan, and the one thing that we love is go, Pack, go. Whether or not you're doing it in a bar, whether you're not doing it in a stadium, or whether or not you're doing it in an airport as the Packers arrive in Sao Paulo. This is the greatness of being a Green Bay Packer fan, because you have that universal chant that gets everybody going and excited.
I will say, I think the Brazilian fans do the Go Pack Go better than Go Pack Go.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
Pack Go.
They're so smooth. It sounds like they're getting out of a real football match. But you know, when I hear this, I'm not going to lie. When I heard Green Bay was going to Brazil, and I was thinking a lot about, man, all the logistics, all the challenge of doing this for the Green Bay Packers. When I saw that and I hear that, it makes me happy they're there. I'm not going to lie. Like, it makes me happy they're there. You're able to put the G.
Our new laugh
so
track.
Good. You're able to put the G on display. And it reminds me when I went to London a couple times with the Jags. Man, every time you go over there, man, the logistics are a pain. You're gone for longer than you want to be. The food's different. Everything's different. But then you get a glimpse of the fans, and you get a little of the, of the British accent of, I can't do a British accent.
Jaguars.
And you get that, and you're like, this is so cool to get this different experience. There are people internationally that love our team, and it gives you a little bit of energy, gives you a little bit of juice. I think that's exactly what the Packers needed, getting off a 10-hour flight to then take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Listening and seeing that gets me pretty excited.
Kyle Brust and Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Alex Rove back at the One Call That's All Studios running the show. Probably Riley Yauk, the Yaukmeister, running the show in Madison. Got to give a shout out to our guy there. Now, Brad, Matt LaFleur has had a little bit of a tone shift since the 2022 London game against the Giants.
Yeah, guys, he really has. And I want you guys to sit back and think about, imagine you guys are Green Bay Packer players. Kyle, it's a moment come true for you. You're a Green Bay Packer player, and you're getting ready to play London. And this is your head coach, Matt LaFleur, in 2022. This is thanks to a Forbes article written by Rob Reichel, who had him quoted on saying, when they asked Matt LaFleur point blank what your thoughts on the trip was, Matt LaFleur said, "I'm not going to give you my honest answer. I'd rather refrain." The article then goes to describe Matt LaFleur's attitude as boorish, oafish, rude, and uncouth. Now those are some words to describe it. Now think about going into battle when that is the mindset your coach is talking about in 2022. Now I want you to compare that to this, what Matt LaFleur said today in Brazil that we saw via numerous tweets from the different from the press conference he had. Matt LaFleur, quote, "Our experience has been positive. It's been a great experience so far. We're honored to be here and to make history. We are all excited, and I hope our fans are excited for us too." Guys, that is a stark change from Matt LaFleur, embracing this Brazil trip and not resisting it like he did in London, and it showed in London in 2022. That Packer team had talent, but they came out flat. They came out uninspired.
Well, they were up 20 to 3.5.
Okay, fair. But they didn't close the door.
It looked sexy.
Yeah, they didn't close. And that was a bad Giants team. Let's be honest, right? That was a bad Giants team that they played. But this is a good Eagles team you're playing in a new environment. We're going to reveal who our picks are tomorrow. If the Packers win this game, this will be the primary reason why they do, because Matt LaFleur has trained their brains to think of this as an opportunity, not as a pain in the butt. Is to be able to go down to Brazil and actually be able to use it as a unique opportunity, like he said, to make history, be positive, and start the season strong, especially on a young team. What your coach is telling you, the mindset that he is sculpting is critical. So if they win, I'm going to point to this to be the reason why.
The maturation of Matt LaFleur, this is what I love, is because I think with the whole going to London thing with the attitude, Matt LaFleur didn't set the tone for the locker room. It was Aaron Rodgers who set the tone for the locker room. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to be somewhere, which made Matt LaFleur also take that type of attitude as well. Now that Matt LaFleur is truly the leader, he's no longer a fake leader. He is a true leader of the Green Bay Packers. He can truly embrace this opportunity, as you just talked about, and also embrace the moment to be on a national stage, an international stage, where your young football team has the opportunity to say, hello, welcome to 2024. We are here to be a real deal. We are here to be a real competitor this football season. So I absolutely love the mentality shift that I have seen, the maturation, the growth of Matt LaFleur from what he was under, and I say under Aaron Rodgers, because at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers was running the organization, to now him being the person that's running this football team. This is going to pay dividends for our organization as Matt LaFleur now gets to truly put his identity that we talked about so much last year on this football team.
Yeah, I think what is the interesting part about all this when you put it all together, right? You can say one thing as a coach, but what are the actions that follow? And I think because when I hear the mentality that Matt LaFleur has this year going to Brazil versus London, and then we see quotes from Rob Domofsky that I read earlier in the week about how Eric Stokes is like, I'm going to sleep or get knocked out for 5 hours, then I'm going to thug it out for 5 more hours. And Jair Alexander simply said of the do's and don'ts, don't leave the hotel. He didn't say, man, this trip is dumb. Like, we can't leave the hotel. Yet we also played audio from Darius Slay, a cornerback from the Philadelphia Eagles, on his – oh, man, Strofe, I tried to pull the name – the
Big Play Slay.
The Big Play Slay pod, where he basically said, I don't want to go. I'm not excited to be there. We can't do this. We can't do that. And that is a shift of – that is what I would have expected the Packers to sound like if they went with the same mentality as they did London. That is not the case, so I love the way that Matt LaFleur, as you said, has handled this trip in comparison to 2022.
It's a business trip. It ain't no vacation. You ain't going out there to sightsee. You ain't going out there to see Cristo Day. I forgot what it's called, the Cristo Rey or Cristo Day or J Jesus that they have out there. You ain't out there to see that. You are out there. Yeah, you are out there to enjoy the moment of being on the football field. You are out there to prepare for a football game. You are out there to start the journey for the football season.
Banger, banger, banger.
Banger, banger, banger.
Oh, man.
I'm doing this show right now out of self-interest to see Brad laugh right now. 800-990-3776.
Banger.
He's losing it, Strofe. He's losing it.
Go to break.
We will be hearing from Alex Strofe even further as he does Becoming Relevant on Kyle Bruston-Ortman next. It's everyone's favorite segment. Don't go anywhere. Kyle Bruston-Ortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel's brand new sports book, getting you ready for the kickoff of the NFL season.
Let's gonna kick some ass over here.
Banger, bangers.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait,
What?
Wait, my mind is
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. What did I say?
Unacceptable.
My mouth and brain
Unacceptable.
are like not working
Unacceptable. What did I say?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about how you should continue to enjoy the rest of summer. That's with Neutral Vodka Seltzer. Real juice. That's what makes it so tasty. It's simple. Real vodka, real juice, and then you get that simplicity of great taste. If you're tailgating, if you're getting ready for the football season that we're all excited about in Madison, make sure for whatever tailgate, whatever experience, you bring Neutral Vodka Seltzer to the party. You'll thank me later. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
On October 21st, 2006, Michigan State found themselves down 38-3 with less than 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they made that initial deficit like it never even happened, scoring 38 straight points to win 41-38.
Incomplete. The ball game is over. The Michigan State Spartans in one of the greatest comebacks in Michigan State football history.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
At GNC, we know motivation can come from anywhere. You could be at the gym, totally focused on yourself and your own goals. You refuse to be gym-intimidated. Maybe you're on a weight loss journey, a new path to change your life. Nothing's gonna stop you. Or maybe you're putting in overtime on those booty goals. No shame in getting those gains round back. You could just be out to prove that when it comes to pickleball, you are a pickle baller. No matter what motivates you, we have the fuel to keep you going. Fuel your fitness at GNC.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
So what's better than a Packers win? Celebrating a Packers win behind the wheel of a newly redesigned 2024 Chevy Traverse C71. Yeah, that's better. And right now at Quick Trip, for every dollar you spend with Quick Rewards, you'll earn a Fan Zone point to spend in the Packers Zone. Then with your Quick Rewards app, spend points for your chance to win prizes throughout the season, like a Chevy Traverse C71. Kick off your winning season with Quick Trip and your Green Bay Packers. See quicktrip.com/fanzone for details.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with you until 5 o'clock live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It is a national holiday, as Brad Nortman mentioned. The NFL kicks off tonight. Ravens and Chiefs, if you want to look at what those betting odds are, I can provide them to you in a little bit, but you just need to swing on down with 20-minute reserve parking, place that bet, and stick around if you can. If not, come back and enjoy the movie theater of sports right here at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Ben Brust, Kyle Walsh, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. You, KBN Nation, as always, chiming in at 800-990-3776. It's time for everybody's favorite segment, Becoming Relevant.
Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
Fellas, do you ever feel like I have a hard time expressing myself?
No.
Yeah, I don't think you do. You're pretty verbal.
It was a pretty snap answer for me.
Yeah, you're pretty open and talented in letting us know how you're feeling.
Thank you, Brad.
Lord.
Kyle, thoughts?
Oh, Lord. Hang on, Strofe.
Yeah.
They're distracted. We just got gifts, and he opens it up, and it's the pizza, I think.
Oh,
that pizza.
I can smell it.
The pizza last time was so good.
My mouth
Delicious.
is getting watery.
Oh, baby. Now, Kyle, go ahead. Proceed and tell Strofe if he's has a hard time expressing himself.
No, I think Strofe has a very easy time expressing himself, sometimes overly expressing himself, and sometimes not reading the room.
Well, guys, I felt as if today was a day I was having trouble expressing myself.
Uh-oh, trouble in paradise?
It is, no. It is the night before the Packers play for the first time this season. So I went ahead and rather than telling you normally how I'm feeling, I wrote a poem.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
You know, Brad is really good at this type of stuff, so you're on a really tough grading scale.
High standards, Strofe.
'Twas the night before game day, when all through ESPN Milwaukee, not a creature was stirring, not even a donkey. The jerseys were hung by the closet with care, in hopes that Matt LaFleur soon would be there. The cheeseheads were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of touchdowns danced in their heads. With Brust in his jersey, and I and my free care package from the Packers Pro Shop had just settled our brains for the shoulder pads to pop. And then in a twinkling, I heard at Austin Strobel, the team loaded the plane, heads nodding like a bobble.
Hey.
As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the runway, Matt LaFleur came with a bound. Matt sprang to his plane, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him explain, ere he drove out of sight, happy game day to all, and to all, a good night.
Brava!
I have questions.
I like that Kyle's immediate response is, I have questions.
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel as Alex Strofe and his show, or his segment rather, he wants to be a show. Becoming Relevant, just read a poem for all of us in the eve of Green Bay Packers football season.
Yeah, you took us to a poetry session, so snap, snap, snap. Good job there, Strofe. But you threw me off early. What do donkeys have to do with it?
The donkey really
it threw me off early.
It was good in totality, but the first rhyming scheme was a shock.
Well, I had
what's the connection?
I had a trouble with animals and Wisconsin. I was going to say ESPN Wisconsin, but since I'm in Milwaukee, I went with ESPN Milwaukee. And I thought donkey kind of rhymed, so I went with donkey. Because the regular word is house and mouse.
Huh.
Brad, put your brain to it, kid. Help a brother out.
I will.
Read those specific lines again out loud.
Yeah, the very
I think
first.
KBN Nation can help at 800-990-3776, and our very own wordsmith, Brad Nortman, can as well.
So the very first lines are, "'Twas the night before game day, when all through ESPN Milwaukee."
It was a rough start, but it got
Not a
really
creature
good.
was stirring, not even a donkey.
Yeah. So you leaned into the creature part, right?
Well, that's the words, yeah.
Well, a donkey, do we think of donkeys and creatures together? Like, don't you think of creatures as being something more?
Okay, it's never going to be perfect.
Well, it was bad.
The Milwaukee and donkey.
Yeah, you threw me off, buddy. It really did. It distracted me.
How about something to the effect of like, not even the birds were squawky.
Oh,
something like that.
Better, better than donkey.
Yeah, it's not half bad actually.
Yeah, Brad. Yeah, leave it to Brad.
See, I know what a squawk is like, making a noise, right?
Yeah. Or how about this one?
Yeah.
So say it again. Not a
creature was stirring, not even a donkey.
We are something like, we will allow for no talkie. Something like that.
No talkie.
No talkie.
What's no
Comes with
talkie?
Like
Milwaukee.
that talking?
Why would
We will allow for no talkie.
Because they're watching the game?
Well, because nothing's
It's-
stirring.
isn't
We're-
it
we're-
Silent Night?
Yeah, I'm just.
But
shooting.
isn't it based off Silent Night, the way he did it?
A night
No, it's
was
based
night before
off "'Twas
Christmas.
the night before Christmas," Ben. Thus, the first words being "'Twas the night before game day."
Silent
Isn't
Night?
Silent Night a song?
We just got
Yeah.
schooled
Guys,
by the producer. Yes. You know, what I will say is, in this
There's
role
great effort,
of
and I liked
Kyle
it.
Bruston Nortman, there are times when I kind of drive and run the show,
Yeah.
but sometimes I say such stupid things that it's even hard for me to rebound from my stupidity and get us going in the right direction. So with that, Alex Strofe, did you just create a poem for Becoming Relevant, or do you have more to talk about with us?
I just have one more thing because I imagine we're not going super deep on it today. The season does open tonight in the NFL. The Baltimore Ravens visit the reigning champion Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you like?
I will get to that later in the show, and I like that you did that, Stroke, because that will be a part of Ben's best bet on Kyle Bruston Nortman, presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. 800-990-3776. Dick in the 608. How about not even a man walking?
Nah, no. Sorry.
I'm just
sorry.
hey,
sorry,
no
Dick.
bad ideas.
Milwaukee's hard to rhyme.
Maybe
with.
we just need to redo the first
So
part.
can I give you a piece of advice for like the poets of the world?
Okay, go
Stick
ahead.
to haiku?
The poet laureate of KBN.
Stick to
Brad.
words that are easy to rhyme, even if because like what was the first line again, Strofe? It was the night before Christmas, and
So typically the line is "when all through the house," but I went with "when all through ESPN Milwaukee."
Oh, you put yourself for failure.
Yeah,
there.
you
Okay,
maybe
but
say like
Wisconsin's harder.
maybe you don't even go with that. Maybe go with like "in all through the airwaves." Then you have to rhyme with waves, which becomes much easier than Milwaukee.
Okay, so give me an example then, pal.
Jeez, you want to do a lot on the fly. You want to do your homework.
Yeah, I mean, this
You're
this
acting
was
like I didn't write this on the fly.
I would say this is a B plus. I think it had A potential, but the start was so rigid that it took me like 2 more lines to be is it's going to be any good, and then it was very good.
Because once it hit its stride, Strofe, it was excellent. How about this? 'Twas the night before the NFL season, and the It was silence in the airwave. No one could do anything. Football is all we crave.
Oh,
Something like that.
Brian
Wave
D.,
crave.
the
I don't
content
know.
director of ESPN Milwaukee, chimes in. The Eagles are cocky from Milwaukee.
Not a creature was stirring, but the Eagles are cocky.
That's good.
And the Packers look to shut down Saquon Barkley.
Barkley.
Man.
Brian D. is
Brian
on fire.
D.
He's on fire.
Cook. Snaps right there.
A lot of submissions coming in on the ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line. As I will, not even a homer was talking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now that's a good one.
Jason in 262. We will continue to hear from you. As I love these responses in
Wisconsin
reference.
North American Bison from Dave and Aaron.
We'll be back with Over Under, which means we got to get some callers for Over Under because it's your chance to win a $50 gift card. Here's how the game works. Caller 6, you will have a chance to pick over or under based off the category that Strove provides and the over-under number. Kyle, Brad, myself, we team up to get 10 guesses to get as many right answers as possible. As part of the category that Strove provides us, we always shoot for the over because we like to win. But you can decide if you believe in us or not. Caller 6, you decide. Caller 9, you're stuck on the other side. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. Over under on Kyle Brust and Nortman, live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Can you try it again?
Worcestershire. It's getting Worcestershire every time I say it.
Shire.
Worcestershire. How, you try and say
Why
it.
would they name something so complicated?
Exactly. You
if they're
try and say
to
it.
get
It's
catch on?
WORCESTER Shire. Worcestershire.
All right, as we're looking that up, 2 more questions.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, nailed
Worcestershire Shire.
Worcestershire.
It feels like it should end at Worcestershire.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Head coach Luke Fickell had his weekly press conference on Monday after the Badgers' 28-14 victory over Western Michigan and said that despite a lack of consistency, he was still pleased with what he saw from quarterback Tyler Van Dyke's performance last Friday.
But all in all, I was impressed with how he handled everything. A new guy coming in, wanting to kind of showcase everything and do things like that. He really kind of stuck to the plan and did what we wanted him and needed him to do.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Winter athletes, how are you getting prepared for the upcoming season? Total Athlete Performance is here to take your game to the next level. TAP will get you prepared with individualized speed and strength training sessions available in both the Verona and DeForest locations, as well as remote options. Since 2017, TAP has been providing elite performance training in the Madison area to help every athlete become the best version of themselves. Sign up for your free assessment at tapwisconsin.com. That's tapwisconsin.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, home of the Big Win and Madison Casino Guru, is transforming guests into winners. Making an ordinary day into a big win day is easy with a 95% average payout. And with over 140 daily jackpots, the number of people winning has never been bigger. So what are you waiting for? Escape to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison for your next big win.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Alex Strofe created a poem for all of you in KBN Nation and Packers fans alike. If you missed it, go to Wisconsin On Demand, but I will definitely have him make some edits, as we've had a lot of suggestions to make the poem better. And I think just read the start again, because there's been some more submissions that have been helpful as we help make the poem become even better.
Yeah, so for the first two lines, fellas, I have, "'Twas the night before game day, when all through ESPN Milwaukee, not a creature was stirring. Not even a donkey."
It's getting better because it's so bad now, and we can appreciate it. We have Tony in the 414. "'Twas the night before game day. Time to knock off the rust. Not a creature was stirring. Not even a brust."
Really not bad. Good. That's pretty good.
Not bad.
Really
not
good.
bad.
And
Brian
it has a
D.,
connection.
content director. As we were looking to help with the Milwaukee, it was, "And the Eagles are cocky, and the Packers will shut down Saquon Barkley." So a couple of submissions there, and a lot of you in KBN Nation. We'll continue to have Alex Strofe edit up his poem, but it's time now for Over Under.
Will the guys hit the over, or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Strophe, take it away.
I can't believe it. The royal family is back again. The Franklin
Amazing.
Royals are back. Mike in Franklin was caller number 6. His wife, his daughter have won in past weeks. It's unbelievable. Mike in Franklin, caller 6. He is on the over. He believes in you guys today. Caller 9 was Rick in Madison, and he wanted me to tell Ben directly. His name on the text line is Dick, but his name is actually Rick. He mistyped his own name, so I went in there.
Sorry,
and fixed
Dick.
it for him.
Can't fix it.
So Rick in Madison, caller 9, he is on the under. All right, guys. It is football.
All right, guys.
It is football. All right, guys. It is football season. So I, of course, went football thematic with this over-under selection. Strictly, I am looking for the last 10 players to win NFL MVP. The last 10 players to win NFL MVP. Now, of course, there are repeats, so the most recent win will be they'll be higher on the list. The over-under is set at 8.5. You can afford to get one wrong. The last 10 NFL MVPs, you need 9 or more to win. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
Lamar.
Lamar Jackson, final answer.
Yeah, Lamar won it last year. His second win.
Mahomes. Final.
Patrick Mahomes, final, but
Mahomes number 2 on this list, most recent.
Can you give us the years so we can count backwards at all, or no? You don't have the years?
I do. 1 second. Just let me scroll up here. Lamar won it in
Don't have a lot of time.
2023,
Keep
and
writing names.
Mahomes won it in 2022.
You got Manning, Brady.
And they also both won it back-to-back 18 and 19.
Rodgers.
Yep, I got those. You can final all those, honestly.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, final.
Yeah, he's number 3 on this list, winning it before Mahomes' second win.
Brady.
I was trying to go backwards to make it easier.
Matt Ryan won
Tom
one.
Brady,
Yeah.
final.
Tom Brady is number 4 on this list. So you have the top 4 most recent, Jackson, Mahomes, Rodgers, Brady, in order.
Matt Ryan.
Yep, that's a good one.
Matt Ryan, final.
2 minutes.
You've got the top 5 knocked out. Matt Ryan is number 5 on this list.
Manning's probably on this list.
For sure.
Hang on. What about like Scam? Did Scam win one?
Cam
He
Newton
did
win one.
Yep, Cash got that. Call him Cam.
Respect that man.
Cam.
Final. Cam final.
Cam Newton, final.
Cam Newton, number 6. You guys are working in order. This is impressive.
I think Manning won it before that.
Do you think or do you know?
Well, I know he won it within a year
feel
or two
like
before.
Yeah, Manning's
He won it
worth
with
putting
the
on
Broncos, I think.
No way. He couldn't even throw the football with the Broncos.
But the first year he set records.
Yeah, he put. I think he threw for 50 touchdowns. his
Peyton
first
Manning, final.
7 for 7 in order. He is number 7. You've got three names left.
Okay, now we're talking like.
So Breeze.
Now we're in like 15, 14.
Breeze.
Or
How
lower.
about Breeze?
Yeah.
Did
he win an MVP?
Because I mean, you got Drew Brees. Russell didn't win one, but Brett Favre didn't win one because I think.
Whoa, Brett Favre, where are you?
Did like LaDainian Tomlinson ever
1
win
minute.
We're too far, I feel like.
Let's throw Drew Brees out.
What
there.
about like a running back from the Chiefs? Was he like the last one to win
Jamal
it?
Charles? I don't know if Jamal Charles, and then you had not Priest Holmes, but then you had Larry Johnson.
No.
Roethlisberger.
About 45 seconds, fellas.
Ben
Need to get 2.
Roethlisberger never won one.
The most recent running back to win one is Sean Alexander.
That's too far.
Well, we don't know that. Let's put because Manning won a lot.
Let's try Drew Brees.
Yeah, let's try
Drew
Drew
Brees.
30 seconds.
Drew Brees never won an MVP.
All right, so now we need to figure out.
Got to go 2 for 2 in 30 seconds.
We suck.
No, we don't suck. It's tough. No Russell. No Romo. No Dak.
This is gonna suck when we hear the answers.
Yeah,
though.
I'm sure.
No, anybody from the Vikings?
10,
No?
9,
The Vikings.
And I'm
8,
just going through in
7,
my head.
Bears,
6,
Browns, Texans,
5,
Niners,
4,
I can't
3,
even.
2,
Sean Alexander.
1.
Joe Montana, final.
Sean Alexander is correct. I'll give it to you. You still lose, though. Sean Alexander was the last name on this list. He ranks number 10. He was not the last running back to win it. In fact, he wasn't even the second most recent running back to win it.
Really?
There was a Viking on this list. He was number
Adrian
Oh,
Peterson.
no.
Oh no.
and it was Adrian Peterson. And the last name on this list was mentioned. It is another running back.
Oh, it's not Jamal Charles.
Jamal
He didn't
Charles.
No, it's not Jamal Charles. Jamal
Priest
Charles
Holmes?
did not win the NFL. No, Priest Holmes
win
didn't
it.
win an MVP.
LT. LaDainian Tomlinson.
LaDainian Tomlinson, the final
Oh,
name on this list.
man.
The royal family goes down. Congrats to Rick and Madison.
That just goes to show
It's Dick and Madison.
how much it's become a quarterback-driven league. Running backs used to win it, not regularly, but they'd be well
Every so often,
represented.
you're totally right.
I
but
blame
it's been,
Ben.
since Adrian Peterson.
What did I do?
Sean Alexander was too far back.
Bro, you brought up Brett Favre. He hasn't.
No, I was trying to go back in my mind because the year that Peyton Manning won it when Brett Favre
said
played
Brett
for the
Favre.
Vikings and they lost to the Saints, I felt like
Steve
Brett Favre should've
McNair
won it.
won it more recently than Brett Favre.
Hey, Aaron McNair. I ain't
Is there a
realized.
doc on him?
Yeah, it just come out.
Yeah, he
in
got
Netflix.
killed. Remember?
800-990-3776. Very good, Kyle. Thanks
Wow.
for that add-in. Really
That was a good
wonderful.
list.
Dang,
Good job.
I'm upset about that. Can we say the name?
We'll be back in 2 minutes live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. The Green Bay Packers kick off their season tomorrow. Jason Wilde will be joining us. We have a whole lot more planned for you. Do not go anywhere. Kyle Bruss-Norman.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand. Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend is coming up September 13th through the 15th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. Welcome back, NFL. Professional football returns tonight with a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens at 7:20. But more importantly, the second game of the season kicks off tomorrow night from Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Pack is back, and they'll be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly is a 2.5-point favorite on ESPN Bet, in case you're wondering. Tomorrow can't come fast enough. The Milwaukee Brewers, on the other hand, took another loss to the St. Louis Cardinals last night, 3-2. Their second extra innings defeat in as many days. Manager Pat Murphy was frustrated with his team a bit last night, telling media members that you can't coast uphill, and in my mind, we have an uphill battle. The crew has a much-needed day off before a chance to get right tomorrow against the Rockies. First pitch scheduled for 5:10.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Busch Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel, there's no better place to be than at a sports book at the eve of the Packers in the night that was Thursday Night Football, kicking off the NFL season. Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, our Packer backer, our longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl runner-up, second place Brad, and Alex Strofer on the show. You, KBN Nation, at 800-990-3776. Congratulations to Dick in Madison, who won. I just found out that my cousin texted in from my phone a while back, and he entered that name as he is listening and just called me laughing his butt off. Rick from Madison, formerly known as Dick in Madison.
Shout out to that Rick and Dick in Madison, because you know what? They both listen. The cousin listens. He listens.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And the whole city of Waterford listens.
Oh, I love it. And Franklin, I just love it.
Or was it Franklin? Yeah, Franklin is what I was going for there. Mike and Franklin has this whole family dialing the phone number when we play over-under every Thursday.
No, I love it.
One of my favorite things.
Is KBN Nation, should we just call them KBN Family Nation or KBN
The hard part
Familia?
about family is I don't want to copy what was the Scalzo and Brust family in the old show, if that makes sense.
But we're talking about real family here, Benny. We're not talking about your old fake family that you reminisce on.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's a nation of people.
Yeah, and there can be families within the
it's
nation.
like Ben always likes to reminisce on his ex-girlfriend rather than enjoying the one he's currently with. I feel slightly disrespected by it.
Oh, wow. Is that
true?
Is
it bad that at some days I miss what was my co-host?
Yeah, you should break up with your current co-host then, is what it sounds like to me. Go back to
I thought you were talking about something else.
We were together for 7 years. We haven't even made it 1 year as a show.
But you got to appreciate the newness of life.
I love it. At what point have I not said that I...
yeah, you stuttering. You stuttering, boy.
How would your fiance feel if you talked about your ex-girlfriend this way?
Bro, that's real life. This is...
Hey, what is this then?
I'm a human being.
You know what? I'm doing the Kyle Wallace thing where I'm trying to say the right thing, but I'm not saying the right thing.
Hey, I'm the only backpedaler that who can do it good, not you.
Well, I appreciate it, Kyle. Moving on, before I say something else that's going to make me look and sound bad. I don't love being with these guys every day. I'm just kidding. I really do. That was so sincere. See, I should stop. I got to stop.
What are we doing here?
I got to stop.
I'm near tears.
KB, la la la.
A lot of good memories. See, look what we've done in 1 year.
We've done a lot.
We've done a lot.
Stinky
Kyle's called
Ben.
Jordan Love selfish.
Here we go.
Stinky Ben.
Don't throw me under the bus.
I'm
you're
near tears.
floundering.
We just got schooled by the
Drowning.
producer.
You really do have a lot there, Strofe. I'm very proud of you. Go, Pack, go! That is the audio laugh of...
I'm having so much fun.
I know you are. You're just clicking buttons.
It's a lot of power. A lot of power for Alex Strofe.
Well, here we are, and we have high hopes, as everyone does, for the Green Bay Packers after a 9-8 season that led them to the playoffs and pounding the Cowboys in Jerry World, taking the San Francisco 49ers to the wire in the divisional game, and then we saw the Lions take the 49ers down to the wire in the NFC Championship game. So hopes are high right now, and I want to know from Brad and Kyle, and then KBN Nation as well, who do you believe is the biggest obstacle in the NFC for the Packers to get to the Super Bowl?
To me, it's the Detroit Lions.
Oh, wow.
The Detroit Lions.
The Detroit football Lions.
I think they're the biggest obstacle in the NFC for the Green Bay Packers for a couple of reasons. One, this team is trending upward. I mean, we've already seen the bedrock laid for this team in 2022 when they kept Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs, and last year just took a huge step forward. I mean, they just look like a quality, tough, well-rounded team, offense and defense. And they took the 49ers to the brink. They probably should have won that game, just like the Packers should have won that game against the 49ers. I think they are primed for another step forward. And not only that, but the Packers can't avoid them. They're going to play them twice in the division. And likely, if the Packers are going to find their way to the Super Bowl, they're going to have to get through Detroit a third time. The way Detroit plays football, physical, tough offensive line, nasty on defense. I'm not sure that it's a formula that I love against this Green Bay Packers. So for me, it's the Detroit Lions. I think they're going to be a thorn in the Packers side all year.
There's only one answer to this question. It's the 49ers. The 49ers are the biggest obstacle getting to the Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers. Yes, I understand they have to take care of business. They have to have a good season. You play your division teams a ton, right? You know, you play them 6 games out of the total 17 games. I just think with the history there in the playoffs, and as I turn my head to the right, who do I see? Brock Purdy. That's not exactly the guy I'm scared of. It is the fact that they continue to bring back those guys and continue to push for a Super Bowl, going all in and maybe risking some of their future, because they've had a lot of bites at the apple. A lot of bites of the apple. As many bites as the apple as I think Packer fans thought they should have over the last 30 years with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. And so the history of them wanting to obviously win a championship, the history of them having the Packers number in the playoffs, it doesn't matter if you get by the Lions, because at some point you will have to get by San Francisco because they are built for another run. To me, the only answer here, 800-990-3776, is the biggest obstacle in the NFC being the 49ers.
It is the biggest obstacle. It's clear to that because you're talking about what happens in the playoffs, and the 49ers have been the team that not only have beaten us in the playoffs, but this past season, the 49ers were the team that represented the NFC, and had it not been for an injury to their quarterback the previous year, they probably would have represented the NFC again in the Super Bowl, would have went to back-to-back. So for the Green Bay Packers, in order to get to where they want to go, they have to overcome this beast of the 49ers. They lost to the 49ers the last time Aaron Rodgers made the playoffs, 13-10, and then last year when we get back to the playoffs, what happened? We fell to them again. They are the big bad wolf that the Green Bay Packers just can't get over currently when it truly matters, and though this is why they are the biggest obstacle. In order to be the top dog, you got to take on and take down the top dog, and the Lions may be good, but they ain't the top dog.
See, I don't know. I don't know if I buy the 49ers this year.
Wow,
That's
based
dumb.
off what?
I'm getting just weird. No, I'm trying to think of the best way to say it.
Vibes, huh?
I am getting weird vibes out of that team. It seems like a bunch of people that are getting old and selfish. If I'm going to be honest, like, you got Trent Williams who's holding out, you got Brandon Ayuk who's holding out.
No, they're no longer held out. They are signed and ready to play football.
But they held out, and then it wasn't even like a gentle holdout like Jordan Love. I mean, this is a team that all of a sudden, 2 times that they were pushed to the brink against the Packers and the Lions, should have lost both games, and they found out a way to get to the Super Bowl. I don't doubt that they're a really good team. It just seems to me that if we're going to do a little bit of a NFC North stock value update after Jason Wilde in the 3:30 time slot, I think this is a team who is trending downward, either flat or trending down.
I respect your opinion here, but until I actually see something that tells me they're going down, when you bring back Trent Williams, one of the best left tackles in all of football, when you have a stud tight end, and I'm not even saying from a he's Travis Kelce or Sam Laporte. I'm saying he is a football player.
Yeah,
he loves playing football. He can catch, he can block, he can do whatever you need. Deebo Samuel is Jaden Reed on steroids. So I don't know if he's on steroids. I don't think he is, but he is a truck, an absolute truck. Brandon Ayuk, say what you want about him. He is their number one wide receiver, and he is productive for that team with what they do. I didn't even mention Christian freaking McCaffrey, right? Not to mention their defense is pretty consistent, has a great pass rush every single year. They have the key components to make a run every single year, so despite of holdouts and offseason nonsense.
Well, they're old.
No, they're not. They're not old yet.
There's not much tread on the tires.
This
is their window. If they don't win it this year, they're not winning.
You're saying, okay,
then you just change your opinion.
Exactly.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, and that's where the top or decline is occurring.
There's a difference between, when you go to the dealership or you go get your tire changed, they say whether you're good with green, you're okay with yellow, and then you're red, you got to change it with, you got to change your tires out.
Of course.
The 49ers are not even in yellow yet. They're still in the green. They still have guys that still have a lot of wear on the tires, and they can still be a really good football team. They are the biggest threat. They are the biggest obstacle for the Green Bay Packers, and it's clear.
800-990-3776. Let's go to Sean in BD. Sean, you're on Kyle Brust and Ortman. Who is the Packers' biggest obstacle in the NFC to get to the Super Bowl?
Well, I would say, obviously, in the division, it is the Detroit Lions. I mean, they're there. We got to knock them off. And they do play sound football, and they proved it. And they're going to prove it again, and we're going to have to do that. I think San Fran was more of a Aaron Rodgers problem than a Green Bay Packer problem. I think it was a mental thing with him. But that's just a little point of view. I knew Michelle Smallman was coming Packer way when you guys talked to her that day. I called you guys right after. I said you guys made a great case. You really honestly did. And I also want to make a shout-out because poor Brad. I mean, come on. Second place Brad all the time. Second place in the Rose Bowl. Second place in the Super Bowl. He's parlayed it into a first-place show on your show.
Oh, there it is.
You're our guy, Sean. We appreciate you listening to Kyle Nortman.
You're the man, making me feel good. Like I'm winning something in life.
The only
here.
first place he's ever received is from a caller on a radio show. That is Brad Nortman.
Sean, that matters just as much to me as winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're
WBA.
so
Don't forget about that. You're a WBA award-winning host.
That's right.
But it still doesn't change the fact that Sean also was wrong with you if you think it's Detroit.
No, but let me add this.
Not Detroit whatsoever. It's not like it's not the Lions, man. The Lions. We're not afraid of the Detroit Lions. We went to Detroit on Thanksgiving Day when we had our backs against the wall. We were down, and we smacked them. All that showed me is that we can go toe-to-toe with them. I don't care if we don't even win the division. If we catch the Lions in the playoffs, I feel good about that matchup.
You're letting the history of the Detroit Lions and that brand, not taking the brand seriously
last
enough.
year.
This team is a really good, high-quality, sound football team. And let me add this about the 49ers really quick.
I'm glad you thought of it 10 minutes later.
I know a lot about being second place. Second place after losing the Super Bowl. Now, that is a track record that you look at that and say teams languish on the back end of losing a Super Bowl most often. It's hard to do to go all that way to lose and come back and win the Super Bowl the next year. So I think they're going to follow the trend.
They're not winning the Super Bowl next year or this year. You know why?
Why, Kyle?
Because the Green Bay Packers going to get over that hill, baby.
All right, there he is. His Packer backer is full of spirit the eve before they play on Friday night. Kyle Brust and Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel in the brand new sports book. It's absolutely amazing. And it is time now to bring in Jason Wilde on the other side. Jason Wilde and Mark Tauscher hosted the Bold-a-thon. I hope that he rips me for my bold take that was not very good. We will then share Kyle's and Alex Stroph's with Jason Wilde because he heard Brad Nortman. So, yeah, we will hear from Jason Wilde. But first, if you want to go to Ken and Oak Creek, you're the producer. I like it. Let's go to Ken and Oak Creek.
Hey, guys. I think the biggest obstacle for them to get to the Super Bowl is to be themselves as a team. I think they have all the right ingredients to become a better defensive team under Hafley's scheme. And it's just a matter of them performing to their peak. And injuries play a part of that, but I think the biggest thing is themselves.
Banger.
No, I appreciate I appreciate the call, Ken and Oak Creek. I understand why you believe that, but I can't say they have the pieces because every year I'm told they have the pieces, and then they don't actually end up having the pieces. And you can say it's scheme, but now we're going to see a new scheme. And if these talents that they have on defense don't perform in this scheme, Eventually, it's you, and it's not. It's just the talent's not good enough. You can believe that they have the talent, but we are going to find out what this defense is actually made of and what these guys can do in a system where they're not reading and reacting. They are being aggressive and downhill. Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch joins us next. Do not go anywhere.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
But what I've heard is very nutritious.
I was actually about to ask. This is the last conversation on it. Did you taste it? Come on, did you taste it?
You got to. You got to make sure that it's good and good for your baby.
Yeah.
I know Jonathan Brust has. I have not yet.
Okay.
I definitely am.
You might as well take a little shot.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
At Fleet Farm, we're proud to offer everything you need for everyday life. We're even prouder to offer it at the best prices guaranteed. Like Sprout Sweet Mix for livestock, on sale for $9.29. Or 2.5 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid, everyday low priced at $6.99. And if you happen to find a lower price, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Metcalf's Market is a fourth-generation, family-operated neighborhood market. Boasting a rich legacy with two thriving locations in Madison and another in Wauwatosa, their markets are renowned for offering an extensive selection of local and premium quality foods. Discover the Metcalf's Market difference, where family tradition meets a commitment to quality, sustainability, and supporting local communities. Head to one of their locations in Hilldale, Westtown Mall, or Wauwatosa today. Metcalf's Market. Bring local home.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience, and that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Busch Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. every Saturday night, but you ain't keep my tears blue.
Kyle Brust and Norman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Ben Brust alongside Packer backer Kyle Wallace and first place Brad and Sean in Beaver Dam's heart. But always second place Brad to me because I know what he did on the football field. Sorry,
That's
Brad.
fair. That's fair.
You're right.
I'll be okay.
Joining us now on Kyle Brust and Norman is Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason Wilde on Wilde and Tausch across these very stations from 9 to noon. Now, I had the pleasure, along with Brad Nortman, of joining Wilde and Tausch for their third annual Bold-a-thon, and I was a dud and horrible. Jason, was I by far the worst guest that you had on Wilde and Tausch? Be honest.
No, Ben, I don't think you were. No, I think soon to be Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Famer Tarek Saleh was the worst, but I think it was probably Jesse's fault. Apparently Jesse didn't give him any guidance. Well, ain't that the truth? Apparently Jesse didn't give him a whole lot of guidance on what he was supposed to do, so that's how we ended up with a kind of rudimentary breakdown of tomorrow's game and how much the Eagles are going to miss Jason Kelsey and that kind of stuff. So it was.
Of course, he goes in the trenches, typical. Jason.
Yeah, well, that's his area. So you weren't the worst. I mean, you were bad. Don't get me wrong, but not the worst.
Well, we did have an opportunity to continue the Bold-a-thon that you did on Wilde and Tausch by adding in the voices of Kyle Wallace and Alex Strofe because they were on the Bold-a-thon last year.
Yeah, thanks for the invite,
Jesse
Jason.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Don't get at Jason now. This is a Jesse thing. I go right to Jesse because he is the scheduler. He is the mastermind behind getting all the guests, and so unless I'm wrong, Jason, am I fine for blaming Jesse?
He handled the. Here's the thing. Like, if I feel like if we planned ahead and said instead of having one guest per segment, we did two. I understand that controlling the clock, much as you well know, can be a challenge for many of us, myself included. But I think if we went in saying, all right, and we paired you up, like Kyle, we would have paired you up because there's three of you. We would have paired you up with Craig Karmazin, and then we would have taken
Craig
Alex
made a pick?
Strofe.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Oh, Jesse!
Yeah. It's got to burn, no doubt about it. And then Strofe and I could do Strofe and I could do ours together because, we've got this new show that I'm renaming that is digital only. So he and I could have done our bold picks together, and then we would have been paired up on that.
Well, I do want to present to you, Kyle, would you like to say yours quickly to Jason?
Yeah, Jason. So with my excitement on this NFL season, I think that this Green Bay Packers defense is going to make a turnaround, and that turnaround not only will come with how they rank in, final total defense, but more importantly, the Green Bay Packers defense will lead the NFL in takeaways come the end of next season.
Well, that is bold.
I like that one.
I like it a lot, too. I certainly like it better than Ben's, but that's a pretty low bar. That's a good one. I mean,
Thank you, Jason.
They're a defense that had 7 interceptions last year. 7. Only one team had fewer. The Tennessee Titans was 6. And so they definitely need to take the ball away more effectively, and I think they will. Will they lead the NFL? Probably not, but that's what makes it a bold prediction, right? Is the idea that putting yourself out there a little bit. So, wow, that's it's a shame that we didn't have that on our show because that seems like a pretty good one that you'd want to have.
Yeah, I already know that I'm not going to be invited back, so you're vying with Jesse for the spot next year. Alex Strofe.
Probably true.
Yeah, no, I know. It was good talking to you on Wilde and Tausch today, Jason. And Alex Strofe, quickly with your long, multifaceted Bold-a-thon prediction.
All right, I'll make it really quick then. Jason and I in lockstep. I think Jordan Love wins the MVP, and the Packers lead the NFL with 4 All-Pro selections.
Who are they?
Let's go. I'm going to shake it up from what I said last time. Jordan,
What? No, be consistent.
Jordan Love.
I think that's how that's supposed to work.
I do what I want, Jason. Jordan Love will be one as the league MVP. Rashawn Gary will be one. I think I said Xavier McKinney. Did I say Xavier McKinney? And then let's go with Zach Tom as the fourth.
Oh, you didn't have faith in Josh Jacobs. Huh?
There's no way a right tackle is going to be a all-pro. They don't.
Right tackle has to be an all-pro.
No, they do. They just do tackles. They don't do right tackles.
Well, that's garbage.
So
they should change that.
You should change back to Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Pivot.
I did originally say Josh Jacobs over Zach Tom.
Well, if he leads the NFL in rushing, then he'll probably do that. He'll probably will get that honor.
So there are all of our bold-a-thons for you, Jason. We appreciate the opportunity for Brad and I to be on there. I will be anxiously awaiting no text message from Jesse Nelson next year as you guys prepare. But we do want to get into some more conversation because it is the eve of Green Bay Packers football.
Yeah, Jason, and you can't help but notice a stark difference between Matt LaFleur, London 2022, and this Brazil trip in 2024. I know that Matt LaFleur made plenty of comments in 2022 about not being happy about being in London and all this kind of stuff. And then today at a press conference in Brazil, basically saying, you know what, our experience has been positive. We're honored to be here and honored to make history. We're all excited. I hope our fans are excited too. Do you see this mindset shift present in the players as well? Could you tell Matt LaFleur's mindset trickle down in 22? And could you now see this positive mindset trickle down to these young players in 2024?
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to
specifically with this game.
I'm going to have to disagree, which pains me to do with you.
Ooh, I like.
No, don't do it, Jason.
I think Matt LaFleur's just doing a better job of acting. Oh, it's such an honor. We're so happy to be here. I think, I've talked to a lot of different people on the radio or /YouTube today. So Stroll's helped me out. Did I draw the comparison with his commercials for Bell and Health up here?
You did do that on Weekly
program?
Wildy, yes. Weekly Wildy, the name of that program, yes.
Not for long. And so I just think he faked it better. I don't think he's happy to be there. I don't think, I think the talking points are we're honored to be here and be the first ones to play a game here. And I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of truth to that. But the bottom line is the only reason he's glad that they're playing this game in Brazil is because it's better than playing the game in Philadelphia, where the Eagles obviously would have a huge home field advantage. And both teams had to endure long flights, so it's not like the Packers are at a disadvantage there with the travel. So he's just been smarter. He learned from his mistakes of showing that frustration so clearly and making it very obvious that he didn't want to be in London. I think he learned from that and said, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Even though I would say in the days and weeks leading up to this, it's been pretty obvious that how annoyed he is with this still. I don't think he's not winning a whole lot of Oscars for his acting about this trip. Now, today when he talked to Brazilian reporters and American reporters who are there to cover the game that traveled there, of course he put a happy face on it, right? You got to do that. You don't. It's a what did Jerry Seinfeld call it? A must-lie situation, or maybe it was George that said that. You can't say, God, I really wish we weren't here, but boy, are we honored to be here. That, it just doesn't work that way. So, I do think that his attitude is slightly better, but only because it couldn't have been much worse than his attitude was for London.
Real quick, Jason, before I let you get to Kyle's question, do you suspect he's faking it in front of the players, or do you think he's being honest with them and expressing his frustration?
Well, Brad, you're the one who played in the league, so I'm going to defer to you. But what I would say is he's not faking it with his players. What he's saying is we got to make sure that we're focused on the football part of this. And it doesn't matter if I want to be here or don't want to be here, or if we're sequestered in our hotel or all this other stuff. All that matters is we got to go out and kick these guys' ass. And I assume that's what his messaging has been. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming his messaging has been. I mean, again, I think you tell me, when you guys would go on road trips as a player, and you and J.J. Jansen and Graham Gano with your little specialist clique would get to whatever city you were playing in. You would drop your bags at the hotel and head out to go get a nice dinner or go shopping or meet friends or family that were in the area. Like, that's part of the cool thing about playing in the NFL, right, is the travel and the experiences. They are not leaving their hotels. Like, I think the Eagles, if I understand this correctly, are staying at a hotel by the airport. Like, they didn't even move from the airport to a hotel that, a resort somewhere farther away. Like, this is, like, when coaches say this is a business trip, obviously they mean that. But this one, there's not even like a little sliver of, hey, meet your friends who you went to college with, who work in town or whatever it might be. It's just different, and I don't think that anyone is viewing this. They're saying the right things, but I don't think there's an excitement level of among most of the players, maybe some. But I don't think there's much of an excitement level about making history or being the first team to play there. They just want to win and get the hell out of there and get back home.
Talking with Jason Wilde live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
All right, Jason, you talked about how Matt LaFleur just put on a different face in public, but I want to know if the Green Bay Packers will put on a different face traveling internationally this time, because we all know the last time they went to London, they got beat up, embarrassed in the second half by the New York Giants. So why will the Packers fare better this time in Brazil than what they did in London against the Eagles?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to win, but I don't have a whole lot of evidence for it. I mean, we don't. The weird thing about this is that it's the first game of the season, right? London, the season was already underway, and they had played some games, so we had a little bit better idea of what they were. And look, they played really well in the first half. Like, I mean, not like dominantly well, but they played well, and then, as you mentioned, things kind of fell apart in the second half, and then they find themselves in a difficult spot where they have to try a Hail Mary, which is supposed to be Rodgers' specialty, but if you whack his hand before he can throw it and you break his thumb, he's not going to be much for a Hail Mary, and he's not going to be much for the rest of the season as a result. So I do think it's a good thing for them and for the Eagles that it's the first game of the season. They've got a couple of days. It's also a Friday game, so despite the travel, they have a couple more days to recover, as opposed to when they played the Giants, chose not to take a bye week after the trip to London, and then, went home and got their butts kicked by the Jets, which was not a very good team that year.
I was at that game. That was bad.
What jersey were you wearing? Never mind.
I wasn't in any jersey, but that was the Royce Newman game, wasn't it?
The Royce Newman game?
Or he was just so bad on the
Newman
offensive
game?
line. They were just mauling through the Packers' offensive line.
Oh, I don't remember thinking about Royce Newman that day. I just remember they were bad. There's no doubt about it. So, Kyle, what I do think is interesting is that from a time perspective, there's the one half of it where you obviously flew for a lot longer on the airplane to get to Sao Paulo than you did to London. But on the flip side, the body clocks aren't really changed that much, right? Mm-mm. Like, I wonder how they handle, because I had a bunch of guys tell me that they were planning on sleeping on the plane. Jordan Morgan is afraid of heights, so he doesn't like to fly.
It's gonna be rough in NFL.
35. Yeah, exactly. So he's definitely not. You beat me to it, because he's definitely not sitting by the window. But he was planning on, and Kenny Clark said this to me too, like staying up later 2 nights ago, because they were supposed to be at Lambeau at 4:45, and the flight left at 7:20. So their theory was, if I stay up late, then I'll come to Lambeau, I'll be really tired, and then I can sleep for most of the flight. That may work, but that kind of puts your body on a different clock by doing that, right? Like, I wonder if they gave guys the ability to just do whatever they wanted in terms of their scheduling, or if they had recommendations of, okay, we want you to go to bed early tonight on Tuesday before we fly out on Wednesday, and we'd like you to stay up for this much of the flight. Like, they didn't share any of that with us, and it really bothered me, because 2 years ago when they went to London, they went right after the Vikings had gone, and the Vikings made all these specialists available to reporters so they could explain exactly what their reasoning was behind everything they did. And so I don't know, it'll be interesting to see whoever wins this game, will their coach kind of talk a little bit about how they approach the travel part of it and believe that made a difference in the outcome.
Yeah, and I did see in some articles that the team doctor for the Eagles recommended that they do not sleep on the plane. So a couple different approaches, and we'll see how it plays out. And Jason, we appreciate the time, the insight on the Green Bay Packers, and appreciate my last opportunity to be a part of the Bowl-a-thon on Wilde and Tausch.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't believe in that. I'm not, just because you had one bad Bowl-a-thon doesn't mean that I write you off. I mean, I didn't write you off for being an idiot and wearing a Rodgers Jets jersey to training camp. Like, I was irritated with you, but I didn't write you off. I'm not going to give up on Ben Brust. There's too much good there to give up on him. Just don't suck as much next year.
You know what? I've never been more motivated to do the last hour and a half of a show ever, Jason. I love that. Thank you for the time. We'll talk to you on Monday. Whatever happens on Friday, we'll be discussing.
They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason on Wilde and Tausch across these various stations from 9 to noon. We're Kyle Brust and Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Brad Nortman is our financial guru. We took a look at the stock prices of every NFC North team back in July. He has updated stock prices for every NFC North team before the season starts. We're with you next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
I was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like the kid who, got picked on the sports team. I was like, oh, you want me? No way. Because all last week, it was so much fun to do that. And I was like, well, I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now. And when you said, want to do it with me? I was like, oh, yeah, let's do it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now, at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
For love of the game.
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Bucks stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tosher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off and 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
When you're having computer problems, you need a company you trust to get things working again, quickly and affordably. Madison Computer Works has been doing that for business and residential customers for decades. Our computer care plans take away the hassle of being without your computer or needing to bring it in for repair. Starting at only $10 a month, our local and friendly techs provide remote help and can fix most problems in just minutes. Call 608-231-8000 and sign up today. Madison Computer Works, computers that work for you.
ESPN Madison is your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
That's a statement win for Wisconsin.
Every single night, 7,000 plus, and they are in your face.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title. Catch every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Wisconsin's where it's at.
Let's go see how high we can go.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Coors Light, Ridgetop Exteriors, Goodman's Jewelers, Carbon World Health, and North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel on the eve of NFL football. It's not the eve. The day of NFL football, on the eve of the Green Bay Packers. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line for you, KBN Nation, to get involved. You can see us on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. And back in July, our very own Brad Nortman, our financial guy, our show capologist, also expanded into stocks. He put some stock prices for all 4 NFC North teams. We are now about 4 hours from football. Where do you have the NFL NFC North stocks?
Okay, guys. So last time we did this, and I want you guys to listen carefully because I am your investment advisor. I'm your stockbroker. So I'm going to try to lead you guys in the right direction to make the right investments. July 31st, when I initially marked these teams to market and the stock market was open, Detroit Lions, they were a $100 stock. I mean, that is a top-tier blue-chip stock. Green Bay Packers were $75. Right there on the cusp, very much valuable. Now, the Chicago Bears, up-and-coming team, they were $40. And in the bargain bin was the Minnesota Vikings at $5. Let's start with the Detroit Lions, shall we? Very stable. They've locked in some of their offensive linemen. They extended Amon-Ra St. Brown. Over the last month, stability has begot more stability, more confidence, but not much has really moved the needle. Still high expectations for this team. They're $100 per share, now $105 per share. A nice steady return. Let's do the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, guys, they were $75 per share. It was a rough month, though. Guys, they bottomed out at $65 per share mid-August when they faced the Denver Broncos.
Well, why'd you tell me to gobble it up?
Shush.
Well, I don't make a market every day. I'm not like the actual stock market. So they went from 75 to 65, but boy, oh boy. I think everyone saw through the short-term pain. They said, you know what? There's a lot of good things with this team. We saw it with the Baltimore Ravens in practice. You've been a bit more optimism up. You've got big financial analysis like Peter Schrager and Mike Florio. Big-time financial guys right there saying they're going to the Super Bowl. The 75 dipped to 65. It's at 80 now, though. It's at 80. So Detroit Lions 105. Packers 80. Now, this is the one that moved a lot, boys. This has moved a lot. Chicago Bears.
Oh, wow.
Chicago Bears has moved a lot. That $40 has become $60.
60?
But you know what? A smart...
Can I buy puts?
Well, you want to short it. Yes, exactly right. A smart investor will look through that because you can see that they were on Hard Knocks. That's the equivalent to like Apple going on stage and doing their shareholder event. We're going to do this product. We're going to do that product. But not every company follows through. You actually buy the product and you're like, not for Apple, but this thing's a piece of junk. This thing isn't working. It's all charades right now. They're doing all this marketing campaign, this blitz that, hey, look at us. You should be optimistic. So the price has gone up, but a shrewd investor might short that if it doesn't quite meet expectations. $40, now $60, but you have to ask yourself, is that because of just marketing and the allure of the Chicago Bears and the narratives, or do they actually improve?
They're GameStop, a meme stock.
They are a meme stock. And finally, the Minnesota Vikings. If you want to wade around in the bargain bin, their $5 has gone to $3.50. That has went down. The only team in the NFC North to actually go down.
Is that a J.J. McCarthy?
J.J. McCarthy. There was maybe that opportunity where maybe they grow him and they bottle up that winner mentality that he's had all throughout Michigan. And maybe he's like a C.J. Stroud of last year, but that is gone. They got Sam Darnold, and we know who Sam Darnold is. He's just a dude. He's just a guy to fill the shoes of a quarterback and a placeholder because they won't have J.J. McCarthy all year. Minnesota, their prospects got even weaker. $5 now to $3.50. Now, if you think that they're going to be even win 7 games, that could be a very valuable stock to own to try to scoop it up while it's low. So, to summarize, Detroit Lions 100 to 105, 105 today. The Packers, they went from 75, dipped to 65, now back up to 80. Chicago Bears, boy, they had that shareholder event, and all the shareholders are excited. $40 to now $60, and the Vikings went down to $3.50. Now, what is the most attractive bet for you guys? Is it buying the Packers or the Lions, a quality blue chip stock? You guys want to short the Chicago Bears? You want to scoop up the Minnesota Vikings in the bargain bin?
Yeah, I'm shorting the Bears.
I'm
shorting the Bears. I mean, I thought 40 to 60, maybe back down to 50 with the correction once people saw through that it was just marketing. But if it's still staying as 60 as you are the stock price maker, I am looking to short the Chicago Bears.
Okay, I'm going to make a note of that. What would you like to do, Kyle? You're going to short the Chicago Bears?
I'd also like to buy a little bit of the Vikings.
Okay. Okay, Ben is going to short.
It's a cheap price.
He's going to short the Bears, and he's going to take a flyer, buy a little bit of the Vikings.
Yeah.
Buy a little bit of the Vikings.
Yeah, you got to hold that one for a couple of years. Yeah, I'm right there. I think a lot of people are bullish on the Chicago Bears right now, and I think that is stupid. So I'm right there with Ben on short selling on the Chicago Bears because after week 1 and they lose a football game, their stock is going to go crashing down, and as everybody will be reminded that they are a junk stock.
Okay.
Caleb Williams sucks.
Would you like to purchase any team? You were going to short the Chicago Bears. Think it's going to go down.
Give me my Packers.
You want to buy the Packers?
Give me my Packers. Give me a lot of them.
Okay. Well, as your stockbroker, as your financial advisor, I think the shorting the Bears is a very wise decision. Very wise decision. That's why you guys are smart. And I like the different buys you guys have. If it was me, I'm putting my money on it. I am also shorting the Chicago Bears. I'm going to split my bet between the Lions and the Packers.
Oh, wow.
Split my bet between the Lions. I know the Lions are expensive, but they're expensive for a reason, right? They're tried and true. They're steady. They're a safe bet. And the Packers, man, you get a good start. They start looking like they did last year. That 80 could become 140 real quick.
I would like to add this into the knowledge of the stock market per John Ewing on Twitter X. Since 1970, there have been 27 quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall. In their first start, they are 4-22-1 straight up. They are favored by 4 points against the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, wow.
They are 7-20 against the spread. Ooh, baby. Potawatomi Casino Hotel, you can take the Titans +4 there. It feels ugly, but you're fading somebody who only showed good things against a backup team. And forget who Caleb Williams was running around throwing, but they were backups out there, similar to how the Packers had 3 plays against the Browns backups.
I'll say this Chicago Bears team isn't your typical number 1 draft pick overall because they got the Carolina Panthers pick, so they're not that bad.
Well, a great investment in your money is going to Road America because the Aaron's Art of Wheels is September 13th through the 15th. And why it's a great investment is because you don't have to pay for kids 16 and under. In this economy, as Brad Nortman would say, you don't have to pay for kids 16 and under. You can go enjoy the racing on the track, the food all around. They also do corporate events for anything you're looking to do, from go-karts to weddings if you want to have it out there. It's literally America's National Park of Speed, and their tagline is, come for the experience and stay for the race. I've done it many times. I've camped out. I've ate tons of different food that I've brought brought and grilled. It's an amazing experience. Check out the Aaron's Art of Wheels in mid-September. Buy your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com. Kyle Brust and Nortman continues next live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel, getting ready for football season.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Madison Axe. Enjoy axe throwing, craft beers, bags, shuffleboarding, and more fun at Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Visit MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Head coach Luke Fickell had his weekly press conference on Monday after the Badgers' 28-14 victory over Western Michigan and said that despite a lack of consistency, he was still pleased with what he saw from quarterback Tyler Van Dyke's performance last Friday.
Oh, no, I was impressed with how he handled everything. A new guy coming in, wanting to kind of showcase everything and do things like that. He really kind of stuck to the plan and did what we needed him to do.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tinted to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can watch the most live NFL games all in one place. Which means you can watch the Rams, and the Colts, and the Vikings, and the Bengals, and the Buccaneers, and the Chargers. Or whoever you're rooting for, all in your living room. But not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Watch every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Forward Madison FC's professional soccer season is underway, and they want you to pack out Breeze Stevens Field. Need a night out with the whole family? Try the Forward Madison Family Special presented by MG&E. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an FMFC scarf, all for just $25 per person. Visit ForwardMadisonFC.com to purchase your tickets today. That's ForwardMadisonFC.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Busch Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel, it's Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. We're with you till 5 o'clock on ESPN Milwaukee. We'll give you Jim, Matt, and Molly in about 7 minutes here on ESPN Madison. I do want to play some audio as Larry David joined the Rich Eisen show. And Rich Eisen asked him a great question. What would Larry David do if he was the commissioner of the NFL? Please listen and enjoy.
Number one, I'm losing the goalpost.
Wait, what?
Why are there goalposts?
Okay.
Why are kickers, okay, they don't have football skills. They're not football players. I'm sure they're wonderful people. Why are they kicking a ball through goalposts to decide games? It doesn't make any sense at all. There's no need for goalposts. Why not just have leaping frogs to decide games? See if a frog can leap through a little goalpost that you set up, okay, on the floor. And if the frog can leap through the goalpost, feet are deciding games, and they shouldn't. Why should one player with this skill, like the guy on the Ravens, why should this one player who does nothing but kick a ball be deciding games when you have 52 other players who are actually playing? Nope.
Powerful from Larry David, the comedian.
Listen, I'm going to sound like Kyle here. I love Larry David. He's hilarious. And I'm not going to lie, listening to that, I laughed a couple times. I was smiling. Larry David is uniquely hilarious and thoughtful. However, what is with people just hating on kickers and hating on special? If we would have waited longer, he said, I would give it a couple years, and then maybe I'm going to address the punters.
Punters on a 2-year notice.
And that's why I said, okay, all bets are off. We're taking away legitimately exciting plays in the NFL. I don't care what you say. You might not like it, but when it's a game-winning field goal on the line, that is entertaining.
Matt
that
LaFleur
is
didn't
fun.
like it last year.
Well, you like it if you've got a guy like he said with the Ravens kicker, Justin Tucker. If you are an opposing fan, if you are a fan of the team, it is unique. It is unlike anything else in sports. I mean, nowhere else in sports is everybody on the sideline kneeling down, linked in arms, waiting for one result of a play. It's entertaining, it's unique, it's fun, and it's football skills. Just because he happens to be kicking it, the quarterback throws it, the receiver catches it.
Now, there's significant skills.
No,
and
you're just
physicality.
You're just doing something different with a different appendage of your body. That's all. They're football players, so
you're not worried about the long-term effects of your brain.
That's true. I'm okay with that. That's not my problem. That's their choice.
The
I think everyone needs to calm down about the specialist hate. We need to start a movement. It's not just punters are people too. Specialists are people too. The game wouldn't be the same without them. It's entertaining. It's unique. And I love Larry David, but he is wrong on this one.
Yeah, the biggest mistake he said 52 other guys are real football players. He meant to say 50. 50 other guys are real football
don't
players.
you do that, Kyle. Don't you do that.
That was the biggest thing. A long snapper, I guess they go down and they have to tackle. But how many long snappers do you think are walking around with CTE?
Wait, hold on. Why is CTE a prerequisite to being a football player? You're basically saying, you just said your mentals. You're talking about CTE. You say that all
real football players put their life on the line.
Yeah, my life's on. I could get hit in a game. You ever think about that? I did get hit in a game, but I got up and I toughed it out.
Oh, did you?
Said, bring it on. Remember I tackled that one guy and I said,
yeah, that one guy.
I rhymed that words or that is a derogatory term for dog. I was like, yeah, that's right. You know what word I'm talking about.
And then you ran off the field because you're not a real football player.
No, if I made a tackle, if I completed the pass, if I kicked that ball, I'm a real football player.
Coming up next in Madison, you will have Jim, Matt, and Molly. Kyle, Bruss, Nortman are going to be here with you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel till 5 o'clock. Got a lot to get to. Couple of props, Jordan Love conversation, Ben's best bet, and Brian Balaga. Do not go anywhere. Kyle, Bruss, and Nortman continues next in 2 minutes.
You're gonna go to the record store. You're gonna give them all your money.
At Metcalf's Market, they take pride in curating a diverse and exceptional range of products. Fresh baked breads and pastries from 20 local bakeries, over 500 varieties of artisan cheese, certified Piedmontese beef, and the largest variety of local and organic produce in the area. Metcalf's Market is devoted to providing exceptional customer service, ensuring every shopping experience is personalized, friendly, and satisfying. Head to one of their locations in Hilldale, Westtown Mall, or Wauwatosa today. Metcalf's Market. Bring local home.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brand.